It's too expensive in Lynchburg, Virginia. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. The truth is, it's expensive everywhere. And since the last time we did a cost of living video, the costs have gone up. That's for sure. We're going to talk about that stuff. We have COVID. We have supply chain issues. We have inflation. We have a bunch of stuff going on and prices are rising. But let's talk about how expensive it is really to live in Lynchburg, Virginia. And we're going to do some fun interactive stuff too, I hope. So let's get after it right now. Let's go. We are going to talk taxes and bills and monthly budgets. But we're also going to do some essential stuff in this video. Essentially fun. Peanut butter, milk, and six packs. We're going to talk about that, and that is where I'm going to want your help. I want to know what's it cost where you are for some peanut butter, for a gallon of milk, for a six pack of beer, a mix and match. What's it cost in your area? Hopefully you're going to help us out with that, and even some gas prices. But first, I got to tell you, it is me, JD Miller. I work with that small international real estate company called eXp Realty. I talk to people every single day who are moving to, in, or around the Lynchburg, Virginia area, and I love to do it. So if you want to talk to me and get connected, there is that number, the email. Go ahead and give me a text, give me a call, shoot me an email. I just spoke to someone a couple days ago around election time, and we'll talk about the election time here in a moment too, around election time, who lived in Philadelphia. That's where he grew up. And he moved here 23 years ago, and he travels now quite a bit for his work. But he said to me, you know, I love coming back to Lynchburg. There's just something about the place, pace of living, style of life. I love calling Lynchburg home. So if that's you, you're thinking about it. If you're thinking about calling Lynchburg home, or if you're in Lynchburg and you want to make a move to some other location, a new place, a new house, upgrade, downgrade, whatever you want to do, go ahead and give me a call. And also, if you'd like to, I forget the order in which these pop up, but if you'd like to touch the bell to get notified when we put out a new video, hit the subscribe button, or give me a like. Somehow that does help in the algorithm, and it gets the word out there, and it lets people know about living, working, and playing in Lynchburg, VA. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a stroll through some grocery stores here, and we're going to look at milk and peanut butter and some alcohol choices, and we're going to look at the prices. And this is where I would love for you to comment. Tell me the name of your city and state, and what does it cost for a 16-ounce jar of peanut butter? What does it cost for a 2% gallon of milk? What does it cost if you do the mix and match with the six pack? But right now, we'll take a walk through some stores in the Lynchburg area. Kroger, you're going to see Jif peanut butter. A 16-ounce jar of Jif is $2.49. And milk is $2.99 for a gallon of 2% milk. I'm going to try to stick to Jif and 2% milk across the board to give you some price comparisons. And then also in Kroger, you're going to see you have the option to pick six. You can mix and match some alcohol choices, make your own six pack, and that is $9.99. You're going to see the same thing at Food Lion, and you're going to see an option to do a pick six at Fresh Market, but it's a little more expensive. Now we go into Food Lion, and Food Lion, you're going to see peanut butter is $2.59 for a 16-ounce jar of Jif peanut butter. $2.59. And then over at milk, you're going to see milk, it ranges between $3.09 and $3.89. It's just going to depend on what kind of milk you get. You'll see, obviously, sometimes you can do like the store brand milk. Sometimes you can do a brand name. Of course, if you get into milk that's organic or some kind of special milk, then you're looking at higher prices, even up to maybe close to $6 a gallon if you're getting that special organic milk, or oat milk, or some kind of other milk that's not cow milk. All right, so that's your price in Food Line. And Food Line does have that pick six mix and match also, where it's $9.99 for a six pack. I was just in Pennsylvania not long ago, and it is, let me think here, $11.99. $11.99 for a six pack. And although our friends at the Brass Rail, they have a little outlet, and theirs is $11.49. So in Pennsylvania, that's the cheap, $11.49 for a pick six. So into Walmart, you see Walmart, their 16-ounce jar of Jif peanut butter is $2.42. Their milk is going to be $3.05, and we see some empty shelves here. Of course, I'm sure you're seeing it where you're at. Some sparse shelves, some limited items available right now. Supply chain inflation. I don't know what it's all about, but it's happening everywhere. And in Walmart, you do have the option to get alcohol, of course, but they don't have a pick 6 option. So there's no option for that. Then we moved over to Aldi. Aldi is going to be the least expensive for everything we looked at, although they don't have a pick 6. But their peanut butter, we didn't have a 16-ounce jar of peanut butter. We did have a 28-ounce jar. So when you do the price comparison per ounce, Aldi's is less expensive. The 28-ounce jar is $3.98. Their milk is $2.95 for a 2% gallon of milk. And again, you do have some alcohol choices at Aldi. It's not that much. You don't have as big a variety as you do at other locations, but it is there. And if they have something that you like, it's normally cheaper. Now, Fresh Market has some options that you're not going to find other places, but Fresh Market was also the most expensive for the milk and the peanut butter and the pick 6. The peanut butter at Fresh Market, 16 ounce, was $3.29, and the milk was $3.99 for a 2% gallon of milk. And here you see their pick 6. You can mix and match at Fresh Market, but it is $10.99 for the pick 6. So what are prices in your area? Give us some prices for Jif peanut butter or 2% milk for a gallon of milk in your location. If you do the pick 6, give us a price of that. What's it cost to mix and match? Give us the city and the state and the price. Throw it in the comments. That'll help people out as they're looking at this video from different places across the country, and we can get an idea of what things cost where you are compared to what they cost in Lynchburg, Virginia. So here's something about the recent election. Recently, we had a gubernatorial election. We have a new governor coming in to office, and he has said that he is going to eliminate the grocery tax. In Virginia, you have a 2.5% tax on groceries and personal hygiene products, but on groceries that you're buying to prepare at home. So whatever you're buying at the grocery store, 2.5% sales tax on those grocery items to prepare at home. One of 13 states that currently has a tax on groceries. So perhaps in the near future, that tax will go away. But for right now, if you're moving into Virginia, that's going to be a new, maybe small, but a new item that does increase your grocery bill 2.5%. Now we're going to move on to gas. Currently, at least yesterday, the national average was $3.40 for a gallon of gas. Unleaded, I'm assuming. So here we're going to give you some prices. We're going to look at a comparison of regular 87 unleaded gas. What does it cost in the Lynchburg area? Let's take a drive around and take a look at some gas prices in the area. Most of the time, you're going to see $3.29 currently. That's kind of the average in the Lynchburg, Virginia area, $3.29. Now, there are some places that are a little bit cheaper. I was on Campbell Ave north of 460 and saw some down around $3.19. Here at Kroger, where I shop, $3.25. And that is Sam's Club, $3.14 at Sam's Club. So if you have the Sam's membership, that's a great deal. $3.23 at the Walmart on Timberlake Road. That is normally the cheapest gas price we have. But here I pulled into, at least in the area close to my house, here we pulled into Kroger. I used my points from buying all the groceries that we buy, and we got 50 cents off. So we took our price down to $2.79 for a gallon of unleaded. So that's what the prices are typically in the Lynchburg, Virginia area right now. I was just driving down 29. I was going to a showing in Blair's, and I saw some prices for $3.15, $3.16 right on 29 as you're getting down towards Danville. So that's a pretty good price. Now, it is more expensive than it was 4 months ago, 5 months ago. So here's a little background on the gas prices in Virginia. 3 years ago, they passed a law that increased the tax on gas in Virginia. So July of 2020, there was a bump in price because of the gas tax. July 2021, they bumped it again another 5 cents. So currently, Virginia has a 26.2 cent state tax on a gallon of gas. In July of 2022, that could increase again but there's not a set amount. They wrote the law so that in July 2022, it's going to be adjusted according to inflation. So we don't know what's going to happen there, but it could go up a little more. Now, let me give you some different numbers across the country. And again, wherever you're at, let us know, what is the average price, or what are you seeing in your city and state for unleaded regular gas for a gallon? What's the price? Drop it in the comments. So the 3 best states as far as state tax on gas are Delaware, Mississippi, and Alaska. In Delaware, you're looking at 23 cents tax per gallon. In Mississippi, you're at 18.79 cents. And in Alaska, if you want to drive to Alaska for your gas, it's 14.98 cents tax per gallon of gas. The 3 worst states, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and can you guess the top worst? The top worst. All the way out west, California. So in Pennsylvania, tax per gallon of gas is 58.7 cents. In Illinois, 59.56 cents per gallon of gas. And in California, 66.98 cents per gallon of gas. So if you have the worst state tax in California at 66.98, and you have the best in Alaska at 14.98, but Delaware's in the middle there at 23 cents. Virginia's kind of in the middle also at 26.2 cents. Now, I still don't like it. It's still more than we're used to. Who knows? OPEC's not producing. OPEC is producing. What's the cost of a barrel of crude oil? I don't know. Is it too expensive? It's more expensive than 4 or 5 months ago, but what's it like compared to where you're at? So some things are holding steady and some things are increasing in price. Something that has increased in price pretty dramatically is propane. In December of 2020, I was paying $2.69 per gallon of propane to fill up my tank. Now, currently, I just paid a bill and it is at $3.29 per gallon of propane. So that cost has gone up. And I've seen on news stations and interviews, people that run companies like propane, they're having a hard time getting delivery drivers and things like that. I don't know what all the costs are, but I know it is going up and it is significant as far as the cost per gallon. It's noticeable. Our electric bill, we're budgeting about $200 a month right now. Now, just for reference, we live in a pretty large house. We have, let me count them. Me, wife, daughter, friend. We have 6 people living with us on a full-time basis. I forget who's here and who's not here. We have visitors on a fairly regular basis. So we do use electricity. We budget about $200 a month. The thing to know about Virginia, if you don't know it, it is not deregulated. So that means you cannot shop your electricity providers. You are stuck with whoever provides the electricity in your area. Now, some things you can do to kind of control what your monthly bill is. You can contact the electric company. You can get on a budget where you're paying the same amount every month and it's not spiking and dropping as you go from month to month. So you can get on a plan where you're paying the same amount. And I don't remember if it's 6 months or annually where they look at your account and say, hey, you have extra in the account, here it is, or we'll apply it to your next bill, or you need to pay us a little more, so here's the cost that you're short. But you can do that so you know what you're paying on a monthly basis. Of course, if you're going to buy a place and you're thinking, I'm going to live there forever, then you might want to consider solar power. I looked into it. It seemed really reasonable as far as the benefits. The one issue with me is I'm not sure we're going to be in this house for who knows how long. So I didn't want to put the expense and the cost into putting panels on the house. I didn't know when I was going to reap that return. So I decided not to do solar. But if you're going to be in your house, if you're like, this is the place I want to settle, I want to be for the next 20 years, then you may want to consider doing solar panels. We pay about $90 a month for our water and our sewer. Now, we are hooked up to county water and county sewer. Depending on where you live, you might have your own well and you might have your own septic system. If that's the case, your cost is going to be maintenance on the well and the septic system. And that can vary depending on what kind of septic system you have. If you have a well, you might have a filter that you have to change out occasionally, but you're not going to be paying that monthly bill to the county or to the city. Some places you'll be hooked up to county water and then you'll have your own septic system. So you'll have a county water bill but not a county sewer bill. As far as trash, a lot of the counties have free drop-off areas. So if you don't want to pay a trash company to come pick up your trash, you can take your trash, drop it off at the free receiving area and pay no fee at all. And they are for the county residents only. In Bedford County, I do take my trash there occasionally, even though we pay $23 a month for a pickup once a week. Sometimes I have a large bulk item, or we had a lot of people over and we generated a lot of trash. So I want to get rid of that, and I'll take it to the county site to drop it off. I just saw a big sign, Bedford County Sheriff is checking or wants you to know that this is only for county residents. I will tell you, I've been there numerous times, and I've never had anyone ask me for my ID to prove that I was a county resident. Now, I'm just telling you that as a point of fact. You should do the right thing. You should not be taking your trash to a county where you don't live, but I haven't had them check me yet. I am doing the right thing, so if they check, they're welcome to, but those are for county residents only. Our internet is $100 a month, and we have our own equipment. I've talked about this before in another video. I have Shentel. If you have Shentel, I would highly recommend buying your own router and modem. I have used Shentel's router and modem, and it was a bad experience. My service dropped every single day. No exaggeration. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, but every single day. My friend told me I had the same problem, went out and bought my own router and modem, and we don't have the problem anymore. We did the same thing, and since I've done that, whenever that was, months and months and months ago, twice I've had a drop for about 5 minutes. Twice. So that's it. The problem has gone away as far as I'm concerned. So if you're going to get Shentel, I would consider buying your own router and modem so you don't have that issue. All right, let's talk taxes. I'm going to pop up here a little visual on the screen so you can see this all broken down. But real estate taxes are taxed at a rate of a per $100 value. So if you have a $300,000 house, you're going to take $300,000 and you're going to divide by 100 and you get $3,000. So you take that $3,000 and you multiply that by the tax rate of where your home is. The highest tax rate is Lynchburg City at $1.11 per $100 value. So on that $300,000 house, divided by $100, get $3,000, multiply by $1.11, your tax annually is $3,330. That's in Lynchburg City. If you look at the chart then that I'm going to throw up, you'll see Bedford is the cheapest. Bedford has a 50-cent per $100 value tax rate on real estate. So on that $300,000 house, your annual tax is going to be $1,500. And then you'll see the other counties in the middle. On personal tax, there's a personal tax they use on vehicles, on boats, on some machinery. So on personal tax, it's the same thing. They take it per $100 value, but the tax rate is higher. So let's look at a $30,000 value on personal tax. Say you have one vehicle and its value is $30,000, or you have 3 vehicles and their value is $10,000 each, you're still at $30,000 value. If you have a $30,000 value in personal property, you divide that by 100 and you get 300. So then you take your 300 and you multiply it by your tax rate. Here's a little graphic to show you the breakdown for Lynchburg City and the surrounding counties. You will see that Campbell has the highest tax rate for personal property at $4.38 per $100 value. That means on a $30,000 vehicle, your tax bill annually for that vehicle is going to be $1,314. The lowest tax rate for personal property is Bedford County at $2.35. So your tax rate on a $30,000 vehicle in Bedford County is $2.35. Your annual tax bill is $705 on that vehicle. And Virginia across the board does have a sales tax of 5.3%. Some municipalities do bump that up, but there's no municipality right around Lynchburg, Virginia area that bumps it up. Now here's something to keep in mind. I'm giving you this information just so you have it, so you can consider it as you're choosing where you might want to live. But you have to take everything into consideration. You have to consider everything in the totality of what is going on. If you want to live in a very specific house, you love this house and it's in this city or this county and the tax rate's a little higher, you have to decide, is it worth it to you? Maybe it's closer to school or work or closer to jumping on the highway, or it's just an area that you love. Like if you want to be downtown, you're going to pay Lynchburg city taxes. There's no getting around that. But it's all depending on what you want. I'm not saying this place is good and this place is bad, or you should live here, you shouldn't live there. It all depends on what you want. And sometimes that changes in life. I just bought a car, a used car, and it's the most sporty car I've got. And it's the oldest car we have right now, but it's a V8 and it is sucking up gas more than I thought it would. So I'm enjoying it. It's a convertible. Put the top down, go for a ride. The cost of that is I'm going to pay more for gas. Am I going to do that indefinitely? I don't know. But right now, it's worth it for me to enjoy it, to go out there, have fun driving it. I like it. But over time, that cost might get too high and it might not be enjoyable enough. So you have to look at all the things you're considering: work, school, pensions, whatever income you have coming in, what it's taxed at, what it's not taxed at. You want to look at all of that and decide, is Lynchburg the place for me? If it is, I would love to talk to you. So go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Let's connect. It doesn't matter if you're thinking about moving next week or next year. It'd be great to talk to you. And as always, if you want to, hit the bell, get notified, subscribe, or give me that like. As always, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Drop in the comments, gas prices, food prices, milk, beer, however you can help us out, city and state, in the comments with the price of what's going on. Stay safe, take care, have fun, love where you live, and we will see you next time.